Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk all things health and healing from a holistic perspective. And today will be no different. Today, we're going to talk about hot flashes. Okay, so today is for the ladies. Fellas, if you're tuning in, this could be for your mom. This could be for the lady, the love of your life, your sister, your auntie. So it's also for everybody as well, too. But this is one of the most pervasive questions that I get from women in terms of asking me for a solution. When I'm on tour, I see them in my emails, my DMs, they're constantly asking me this question. And the reason why the question is probably becoming so pervasive today is because menopause is happening early on in life, okay? And essentially, the idea of what menopause is essentially the natural process by which the ovaries become less and less functional. And as they become less and less functional, the hormones shift in the body. And women start to experience what are known as menopause symptoms. Now, here's the thing. Although it is common to have menopause symptoms, it's very important to know and understand that if you live a very healthy lifestyle, in tune with your body, in tune with nature, women who do this, they experience very little of those symptoms. So it's hugely important to understand that just because something is common, it does not make it normal, okay? Now, I could dive into why today it is more pervasive than it was for 2 generations ago, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, etc. But I think I will be on here, probably for 2 hours. So I'll make a whole nother video about why it's so pervasive today. But again, it's just important to understand that, again, hot flashes are one of the most common signs and symptoms of menopause, okay? Typically, menopause is happening around the age of 45, okay? But now it's happening earlier in the 40s. And if it's happening early in the 40s, and I've even seen it in the 20s, and in a very rare case, in the 30s, and in a rare case in the 20s, I can tell you that if it's happening that early, it means that there's a true imbalance going on in the body. And that imbalance is not only leading to the hot flashes, but it could be a sign and symptom for very fatal things like breast cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer as well too. Okay, so this is really a really important conversation because, again, what I tell people is that a hot flash is just a symptom, okay? It is not the root problem. It's not the real problem. Now, this symptom can be very uncomfortable, okay, especially for the ladies, because essentially what a hot flash is this extreme warmth that happens all of a sudden, and is usually upper body warmth for a woman, and is more intense in the face, the neck, and the chest, okay? And sometimes the skin can even turn red, and we'll talk about why that happens in just a second. But it's just important to understand what menopause is this process, again, that as women begin to age, their ovaries become less and less functional and become more and more degraded. And at that point, they lose the ability to produce the hormones that they're constantly producing throughout the month, which is primarily estrogen and progesterone, okay? Now, those are the 2 hormones that are causing the menstrual cycle. Those are the 2 hormones that are in alignment with not only just the menstrual cycle, but with mood, with energy, and so many other things as well too. And so this is why when you start to go through menopause and you're going through it earlier, what it's signaling is that the ovary function is becoming less and less functional, okay? And so it's important to understand that because you're also seeing a lot of people struggle with issues of fertility as well too. So you're seeing people starting to have to buy fertility treatments these days. And it's not just older people who are having to do this, people in their 40s. We're seeing people in their 20s and their 30s having to get fertility treatment too, which is very expensive, by the way, okay? So all of this is connected. All of it is connected. And so we're going to dive a little bit deeper into it. But it's just important to know that the ovaries, as time goes, and you start to see these symptoms, what it's signaling to you is that the ovaries are producing less estrogen, less progesterone, which is the happy molecule, okay? That's what makes you look golden. That's what gives you that golden glow, okay? Your estrogen is what's keeping that balance in the body, okay? So those levels begin to dip. As they begin to dip, you got to understand, as any hormone shifts in the body, it shifts the entire endocrine system. It shifts every hormone in the body, okay? And it also affects the glands. And one of those glands that it affects is the hypothalamus. And the hypothalamus is responsible for regulating the temperature of the body, i.e., which is why you get the hot flash, okay? And the reason why is because it causes blood vessels to expand and increase blood flow to the skin. And that's that flushing feeling that you're feeling when you're having the hot flash, okay? And the last thing you want to do, especially for those who are having early menopause symptoms, they're having these hot flashes in their 30s, your menopause can last up until you're 50, 55 years old, okay? I've even seen people who are in their 50s and still have a period. So the last thing you want to be is in your 30s having these hot flash symptoms and have to deal with them for the next 20 years of your life, okay? And some of them could be so severe that a lot of women have elected to have, partial hysterectomies as well too. So this is something that really needs to be dealt with. And before we get into the solutions, let me give you a few of the triggers, things that can trigger hot flashes, okay? So number one, caffeine, okay? If you're a caffeine fiend, okay, you need to ditch the caffeine, okay? Caffeine includes not only coffee, but some teas as well too. So all my tea lovers out there, some of the teas that you are drinking could have caffeine in them, okay? Even hot chocolate. As we go into the winter months, people tend to drink more hot chocolate. That could have caffeine in it as well. And this could trigger a hot flash, okay? So sometimes people are drinking these beverages, like having a cup of tea, having a cup of hot chocolate right before they go to bed, and boom, they have a hot flash, okay? So caffeine can trigger it. Number two, stress and anxiety. You're gonna see a reoccurring theme. As I always tell people, this is the quite often overlooked culprit when it comes to a lot of our health ailments, okay? But stress and anxiety can trigger a hot flash as well too, okay? Because it elevates cortisol levels in the body, okay? Number three, smoking, okay? Smoking cigarettes can especially trigger a hot flash. Number four, excess body fat, okay? I was gonna say overweight, but you could be overweight. Like, I'm actually considered overweight. I'm 6'2", and they say I should weigh somewhere around 188 pounds, okay? 186 pounds. I weigh 220, but I'm very muscular, okay? So my overweight is coming from additional muscle on my body, okay? So this is why I say excess body fat. If you have a high body fat composition, this could trigger your flashes as well too, okay? Number five, alcohol. For all my people out there who have sort of bitten the bullet and believed that alcohol was actually heart healthy for you and believed that it was healthy in general, okay? All of the studies that are independent and not funded by people who would benefit from you not drinking alcohol, all of those studies show clearly that alcohol is not only a toxin to the body, it is a poison to the body. And not only is it a toxin and a poison, but it also will trigger your hot flashes as well too. So for all my wine lovers out there, alcohol drinkers, this could be one of your triggers as well too. And then also wearing tight clothing, okay? That could be a trigger as well too, okay? So those are just a few of the triggers that you should be concerned with so that you don't actually trigger a hot flash. Let's get into some of the solutions. Number one, exercise, okay? Exercise and movement, proper movement to build muscle, okay? When you're exercising, there should be a few goals. Increasing flexibility, increasing performance or range of motion, okay? Increasing performance, your ability to move, okay? But also to build muscle and endurance and stamina as well too. Okay, you want to build muscle. Muscle is one of the great, muscle is actually an organ system. Okay, it's not just something that does this. Okay, it is an organ system and handles much of our metabolism that we don't consider but it has a huge number of other benefits as well too. Not only that, but it's also very beneficial for our confidence, our self-confidence, and belief in self as well too. So exercise is going to be helpful because it's going to reduce that excess body fat on you that I told you is a trigger, okay? And also going to improve your overall health. Number 2, stress management, doing things like yoga, Pilates, meditation, listening to sound bowl music, doing whatever makes you relax, going into nature, whatever makes you relax. So properly managing your stress, but also having sort of a mindset that deviates from stress as well too, because most people are creating the stress in their mind, and most of the stress is not a true stress. A true stress is getting mugged, you know, at night point or something like that. That's a true stress. The kind of stress that most people are stressing is the election. The kind of stress that most people are stressing is social media, etc. Okay, so don't allow that kind of stress to get you into a state where you create a hot flash. Okay. Number 3, fake estrogens. Okay, the environment, lotions, hair care products are loaded with fake estrogens. Okay, pesticides, herbicides, fake estrogens. Okay, removing them from your diet, your lifestyle is going to be very important. And also detoxifying these fake estrogens out of the body, because they don't readily leave the body. They elevate the levels of estrogen in the body. Okay, and then shut down the production of natural estrogen. Okay, and that's where the real issue comes in. So it's really important to understand that you got to get the fake estrogens out. This is why I highly recommend doing my detox periodically, like an oil change, because these estrogens are in every form of plastic. The plastic that you have around your food, the plastic that you drink in a bottle, every form of plastic, you're getting these fake estrogens. And you're getting them from so many different areas, and most people just can't avoid them. And so that's why detoxification is going to be very important. And also making sure that your liver is very healthy, because your liver is what removes excess estrogen from the body. Okay. Number 4, and this is a big one, iodine. Okay. Iodine is really important for not only hot flashes, but menopause as well too. Okay. It's very, very important for women and their reproductive health. Okay. And here's why it's so important when it comes to the hormones. Okay. 1, as I mentioned before with the liver, iodine in your diet will actually increase the liver detoxification of excess estrogens out of the body. Okay. Now, most people are not getting any iodine in their body. The only iodine that they're getting is really iodide that they're getting from salt. Okay. That's iodide. Okay. You get natural iodine from sea vegetables. Okay. This is why, you know, I have available my Irish sea moss. This is why I do my sea moss, because I realize how important, not only is it for you as a woman to have iodine, but virtually every cell in our bodies have a iodine receptor. So every cell in our bodies need iodine, but you can't get it from natural soil because most soil is completely depleted of iodine. Okay. The only places you'll find it is like coastal cities. Okay. If you grow fruits and vegetables and things of that nature there. Okay. So you got to get it from the ocean. And to get it from the ocean, you got to have sea vegetables, and that's where you get your iodine. So it's really important for increasing liver detoxification of excess estrogens, but it also balances out the estrogen hormones as well too. And it's really good for thyroid health, which is really important because typically when I see somebody who has hot flashes, they eventually end up with a thyroid issue. Okay, and when I see somebody with a thyroid issue, it's often accompanied with an autoimmune condition like lupus or even multiple sclerosis. And when I see the combination of a thyroid issue and autoimmune condition, it typically means estrogen dominance in the body. Okay, so that's number 4. Iodine, get your sea vegetables, get the sea moss, check it out on my page. Number 5, I'm going to give you 5 herbs that can help you as it pertains to hot flashes. Number 1, sarsaparilla. Okay, sarsaparilla. It's also really high in iron, which is why I put that herb in my iron supplement. Okay, so Perilla is really good for that. And I've noticed a lot of women who had issues with their iron took my iron supplement, and it also helped with their hot flashes. Number 2, red clover. Okay. Red clover is a herb that is also good for hot flashes. Number 3, red raspberry tea, red raspberry leaf tea. Okay, is also good as well too. And number 4, black cohosh. Okay, so those are 4 herbs that'll help you as well too. Now, what's really important to understand is herbs don't work unless you do. Okay, if you think you're gonna take the herbs and not do the exercise and not manage your stress, not remove the fake estrogen, and not sort of increase the amount of iodine in your diet, and then you take the herbs and they don't work, they didn't work because you didn't do the work. Okay, so that's hugely important. So please share this video. We need to get this out there. So many women are struggling, not only with hot flashes, but all the other symptoms that come with early menopause and menopause. Okay, hot flashes, night sweats, mood shifts and changes, to the point where it's depression, anxiety, etc. I've seen women who've been on antidepressants and sometimes even can diagnose as bipolar because their imbalance was so bad. And then they did these things, corrected the issues, and then noticed that all of a sudden the psychosis or the mental issues went away. Okay, and most women who have done my detox, and please comment below if you have experienced this, most women who do my detox will notice that a couple of times after doing the detox, if you had a period that will last 6-7 days, after doing the detox, maybe once or twice, you'll notice that your period gets cut down to 2 or 3 days. Okay, so that's a huge shift too. 2 or 3 days removed from bleeding during the month. So that's a huge shift in your life, in your lifestyle, and also your health, your womb health as well too. So hugely important. Please share this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That'll let me know that you enjoyed this kind of content so I can create more of it. And until the next time, peace and blessings and Godspeed.